Coming up on Fulton Today, it's countdown time to the 2012 election. Find out what you need to know before November 6th. And big changes could be in store for the state's busiest court. Fulton Today is next.
From the Government Center in downtown Atlanta, you're watching Fulton Today with Shania Chavis.
Welcome to Fulton Today, everybody. I'm Shania Chavis. With the November 6th general election less than a month away, residents will soon be able to cast that ballot early. Next week, advance voting starts at 6 locations in the county. FGTV's Tiffany Harlow has our story. Tiffany?
Shania, the Fulton County Board of Elections is working overtime to ensure a fair and accurate election in November. That's why members will meet every week until Election Day. 4 years ago, thousands of voters packed the government building and polling sites across the county during early and advance voting for the general election. Elections officials are preparing for the same thing this year and are even adding a couple of new incentives. One would be a memento for first 1,000 early voters, and the other, sample ballots in neighborhood newspapers for all county voters to preview their choices.
This upcoming election, one of the things that we are also going to be doing that has not been done in Fulton County is we're going to actually publish a sample ballot, so citizens will have a physical sample ballot that they can have in their hands, so prior to going to the poll on election day.
Members of nonprofit organizations and the Congressional Black Caucus are also doing their part. These groups held a rally at the state capitol and stopped by the county to make sure all eligible voters are registered.
The vote is very powerful. It's the most powerful instrument or tool we have in a democratic society. If we want to change things, we want to make things better, then we have to get registered and we have to vote, and we must vote.
Over the past few years, several states have passed new voter laws, like limiting early voting, purging voter registration lists, and new voter identification requirements. In 2005, Georgia tightened its law to require a photo ID for eligible voters. You can get a free ID from the Secretary of State's office or from the county's Office of Registration and Election from now until November 2nd.
Citizens who are seniors, we know the population seniors, the homeless, and the college students. We are actually going to their site to provide them with voter identifications.
Again, early voting starts next week at 6 locations across the county. You can cast your ballot Monday through Friday after or before work. There will also be Saturday voting at several locations on October 27th. To find out where, call the Fulton County Office of Registration and Elections or go online for a more complete list. Reporting for FGTV, I'm Tiffany Harlow.
All right, thank you very much, Tiffany. Meanwhile, Fulton County commissioners hear firsthand how alternative sentencing programs are helping to ease the overcrowding issue at the county jail. That's the consensus of the sheriff's office and the company contracted to study future expansion of the Rice Street facility. When the company was contracted in 2009, they had forecast the jail would need about 5,000 beds by 2026. Well, in an update to the Board of Commissioners last month, the company says that projection has now changed.
From 2006 down to 2011, all the trending data is going downwards. And so that resulted in a number for total bed count of targeted capacity of 3,356 beds by the year 2016, and that would increase up to approximately 3,600 beds by 2031. So it's a 25% reduction than what had been forecasted in 2009.
The architectural engineering and design firm says the county's successful diversion program will result in a 10% savings. Officials hope the drop in the inmate population will bring the county out from under a federal consent decree imposed in 2004 because of overcrowded conditions. After months of hard work, 16 members of the sheriff's office will be taking on major new responsibilities. These deputies and detention officers were honored during a promotional ceremony. They went through an extensive 3-month process of studying and review from a panel of deputies from neighboring counties. Family members and colleagues were on hand at the county jail to support their promotions.
Today's event was about selecting and promoting 11 sergeants, 2 lieutenants, and a captain. And we believe we've selected the best supervisors that we could find for the positions.
As a part of the ceremony, commanders must cut the stripes off the officer's uniform to indicate their new rank. A follow-up now on a story we reported here on Fulton Today. The Fulton Court Improvement Task Force has handed over its plan to make the state and superior courts more efficient. FGTV's Annalise Baker is back now with details of the report. Annalise?
Shawnee, after months of discussing how to cut costs yet improve court operations, the task force made good on its promise to deliver a presentation before the end of the year. Since November 2011, this group had been reviewing court documents and hearing professional opinions on how to best address the needs of Fulton County State and Superior Courts. Both courts had been trying to figure out how to do more with less as a result of the dwindling county revenues and the tough economic climate. The chair of the Fulton County Court Improvement Task Force explained the details of the final recommendations to his fellow members during the public unveiling of the plan at the Louder Milk Center downtown.
We were trying to bring more efficiency to the court. That'll help the judges move their cases along. That'll make it more economic. It'll be more cost effective for the taxpayers. We also tried to find a way to make the courts more user-friendly for the public.
Those categories are juror and interpreter management, governance, personnel management, production of records, financial management, intake and filing, and customer service. Combining the courts was an achievable recommendation that would sustain both courts for decades to come.
Although we are all judges, we've operated singularly and not collectively. And this takes us out of our individual silos as judges, takes us out of our individual silos as courts, and gives us the opportunity to collaborate and work with each other on areas which we can improve in customer service and potentially result in some cost savings to the Fulton County taxpayer.
Some citizens, judges, and court personnel have already begun to notice the effects of the personnel management recommendation and will continue to notice other improvements throughout this year and next year.
Some of the recommendations will go to the Joint Governance Committee between the State and Superior Court for implementation or discussion. Some go to the County Commission for approval. Some have to be legislatively addressed in January when the legislature returns to session.
Shania, task force members look forward to the cooperation of court and county leaders to make each recommendation a success. Now citizens can get a copy of the report online by visiting georgiacourts.gov/Fulton Task Force. For FGTV, I'm Annalise Baker in downtown Atlanta.
Thank you very much, Annalise. Meanwhile, one Fulton County public safety official puts the rubber to the road in memory of his colleague. Police Captain Daryl Halbert joined the world's toughest motorcycle riders in the 2012 Saddle Sore Memorial Ride. It is sponsored by the National Iron Butt Association. Captain Halbert's route took him from Clayton County through Augusta, Brunswick, Columbus, and back on a bike equipped with GPS and Bluetooth. He covered 1,051 Georgia miles in 18 hours in honor of Aaron Blunt and other law enforcement colleagues.
IBA sponsored this event, and what they told us, each rider, is that that individual rider could pick whomever they chose to memorialize. And my being a police officer, I figured, okay, I'll do it for Aaron Blunt. I knew Aaron Blunt. As a matter of fact, when he was applying for the police department, I did his initial interview. And he was such an amazing person, so I thought, what better way to honor him than to do that? But also, I also did it in honor of the more than 80 police officers that had lost their lives up to the point of my ride.
Officer Aaron Blunt was killed in 2003 in the line of duty. The Welcome All Park Gym was renamed in his honor. The Iron Butt Association has more than 50,000 members across the nation, all dedicated to safe, long-distance motorcycle riding. Captain Halbert will receive a special certificate for completing part in the ride. And still to come, changes are slated for a South Fulton Park. We'll tell you which one in our district-by-district coverage next.
You're watching Fulton Today.
Fulton County's Global Youth Leadership Program gets support from the Atlanta Braves Foundation, and the Oak Hill Child, Family, and Adolescent Center gets closer to opening its doors. Here's this week's District by District coverage.
We begin in District 1 with Chairman John Eves and the Atlanta Braves Foundation. The foundation presents an award to the chairman at Turner Field to support the county's Global Youth Leadership Program. The program was selected among other nonprofit organizations to split a $250,000 grant.
Fulton County was one of the grantees that was selected because of the leadership program that they provide for middle and high school students, and we thought it was a great program. The process was very competitive and their application stood out, and we thought that the money that we fund them will definitely make an impact in the schools.
The Global Youth Leadership Program allows both middle and high school students to study abroad.
Over the past 5 years, we have impacted the lives of over 100 young people in high schools around the county. And this is just a great honor in terms of the Atlanta Braves Foundation that certainly recognizes youth organizations throughout the county. To be recognized by them to get a grant, it certainly is a shot in the arm in terms of we're doing the right thing in terms of impacting the lives of people in our communities.
The students have traveled to 4 continents to learn about culture, history, economy, and government. The Global Youth Leadership Program was created in 2008 by Chairman Eves to empower young people to become competitive in a global economy. Commissioner Emma I. Darnell prepares to address issues affecting her District 5 constituents in an upcoming town hall meeting. The topics for the town hall meeting, Everybody Pays, Who Benefits, will include services that impact citizens like MARTA, senior centers and health facilities, the justice system, libraries, and environmental services. The 2013 budget projections will also be discussed at the meeting. The town hall will be held on October 16th at the Harriet G. Darnell Senior Multi-Purpose Facility. It starts at 10 a.m. In District 6, the Oak Hill Child, Family, and Adolescent Center in southwest Atlanta is closer to opening its doors. The facility will have a variety of resources, including behavioral health, pediatric services, a teen health care clinic, and an education center.
In addition to offering physical and mental health services, this center will also offer learning skills. It will offer job readiness and job preparedness for our young people. It will have a community garden. It will have a course for exercise. This is an all-purpose center in addition to it being a medical facility.
The facility will serve as a one-stop shop with programs to address childhood issues like asthma and obesity. The grand opening is set for January 2013. We'll bring you more information on the Oak Hill Center later during our Common Ground coverage. And finally, in District 7, Commissioner William Bill Edwards welcomes feedback from the community during a town hall meeting about Creel Park.
I didn't have to come here. I didn't have to call this meeting. I called this meeting because I want to be a partner with you.
The meeting was held to inform residents of upcoming changes at Creel Park. The site will be transformed into a passive park. That means it will only be used for recreational activities like biking and jogging.
The bottom line of this meeting is very simple. If you're waiting for government to resolve your problems, you'll be waiting for a long time. But if you join hands with government and work collaboratively together to form a vision, the possibilities are great. We came to talk to the Creel Park community about taking back their park, about doing things along with the government to enhance the park, to make it more wholesome for the community members. The response was overwhelming.
Residents expressed their thoughts about the park and its need for improvement.
I want unity in the park. I would like to see a growth in all the different home owners associations coming together and compiling ideas and working along side by side to beautify the park.
Creel Park is located off of Old National Highway in College Park. The park has picnic shelters, 4 tennis courts, 3 playgrounds, and a community center. With this week's District by District coverage, I'm Darrell Peak.
Thank you very much. Now, you can catch more of your commissioners at work all this week with a rebroadcast of the Board of Commissioners meeting right here on FGTV. And when we come back, preventative health screenings and vaccinations for older adults at little or no cost. Find out where when we come back.
You're watching Fulton Today.
Portions of the following segment are part of the Fulton County Common Ground Initiative. Common Ground, the county's comprehensive solution to the problem of health disparities in the community.
The revival of Oak Hill is the focus of this week's Common Ground report. FGTV's Lynn Vaughn has more now on the Child, Adolescent, and Family Center overhaul.
You won't recognize the main entrance to the Oak Hill Child, Adolescent, and Family Center. It's gone from this to this. As County Health Director Dr. Patrice Harris, members of her staff, and officials from Children's Health Care of Atlanta, a potential partner in the project, walked through these hallways, Assistant Project Superintendent Jim Strickland gave progress reports.
The way we had to incorporate it, we started as a choo-choo train effect, just, follow the leader. And then what we're trying to do is to bring the interior components together so they all end at the same time.
You'll note the most striking change in the campus on the outside. These brick bungalows once stood alone, but they are now connected to each other by new construction, symbolic and practical, demonstrating the county's philosophy of integrated care. Jennifer Bartle is the county's behavioral health program manager.
Each building is connected to make it a unified space. So instead of getting one service in one building and then having to leave that building to go to another space, which you have the opportunity for losing clients that way, it's connected. So you can get one service and we'll have a client navigator. So if you come to behavioral health and we find that you could benefit from workforce development, we'll walk you over to workforce development.
Previously, we just offered behavioral health services, but this renovation, this new campus is going to give us the opportunity to really focus on asthma, childhood obesity, workforce issues with our youth, and socio-emotional health. The new term we're using is emotional fitness.
The excitement is building. In anticipation, staff and clients will begin moving into the complex by December 15th. In Southwest Atlanta, I'm Lynn Vaughn, FGTV.
Thank you very much, Lynn. Now, the services provided at the Oak Hill Center are still available during the renovation. The temporary location is 3444 Clare Drive in Hapeville. Call 404-612-4111 with any questions. The popular health clinics for our seasoned population is back. The fall Spark clinics are underway. Spark stands for Sickness Prevention Achieved through Regional Collaboration. The program of no-cost or low-cost health screenings is held each spring and fall to make preventative care readily available, especially to older adults.
We encourage them to have at least 3 screenings during this particular screening session. And if they have the 3 screenings, then at the end, they check out with us. We go over their results with them, and they are given a gift of fruits and vegetables to take home with them. And that also encourages healthy eating for them also through the program.
At the Fall 2012 Spark Clinics, you can get flu, tetanus, and pneumonia shots, be tested for STDs or HIV, and or have your vision, blood pressure, blood glucose level checked, or even get a healthy mind check. A few remaining clinics are Thursday, October 18th at the West Hunter Street Baptist Church and October 23rd at the Barge Road High Rise Building. Call the Office of Aging Starline for more information. And county employees hit the mark for the 2012 Fall Blood Drive. The American Red Cross collected its target of 77 units of blood from a steady stream of Fulton County employees. Most of the donors are regulars. The county holds blood drives each quarter of the year.
It's important to give blood because life is in the blood, and I know how important it is to give blood.
It's an honor to participate as a way to kind of give back and help the community. And so if you're able to give blood, I think it's our privilege and it's a commitment to the community to do that, because we all need help, and this is a way to help everyone.
Well, it's something I try to do every time the Red Cross comes down. It's an easy way to help other people out.
Loretta Singletary urges everyone who can to become a donor.
I would encourage everyone to at least try or find out if they can give blood, because there is a large need for blood. I mean, there are a number of reasons people would need blood, leukemia, cancer, you know, a whole lot of reasons. But I would tell anyone to please try to see if you can give blood and become a donor.
Go online at www.redcrossblood.org to find a location to donate blood, or just call them 404-876-3302. You can also help by becoming a volunteer or even hosting a blood drive. And still to come on Fulton Today, the Hispanic culture on display at a North Fulton Art Center. We'll take you there when we come back.
You're watching Fulton Today.
Well, some preschoolers learn just how to embrace their differences. Students at the College Park Library listen to the story Bowtie Brownlee Goes to School. It's about a kindergartner who experiences some challenges when he finds that not everyone likes his bow tie. Though Brownlee was teased because of his looks, the students embraced his bow tie. As they supported their own bow ties, the author wanted the kids to learn that liking yourself goes a long way.
It's okay to be unique and have your own style, and that everyone has something special about them.
After the story and craft time ended, students left realizing that everyone has a little bow tie Brownlee in them. For more story time and craft events, you can just visit the library online at afpls.org. And finally, artists themselves are breaking down cultural barriers. Hispanos Americanos, Traveling Souls, is an exhibit featuring 45 artists from around the world as a part of Hispanic Heritage Month. Many of the artists are well known in countries like the Dominican Republic, Cuba, and Colombia. Bringing their works to the States is a first for many of the artists, and they hope to leave a cultural impression.
You see things, don't know how people thinking fall away from other places, from other countries, through the message that they have in their painting.
Residents can see the exhibit until October 31st at the Abernathy Arts Center. You can visit the county's Arts and Culture website for more events. And before we go, our reminder that we'd like to hear from you about the stories and programs here on FGTV. Go to our website to take a survey, or you can email us or call us. The number, 404-612-8317. The email address is fgtv.feedback@fultoncountyga.gov. You can also follow us on twitter.com/FGTV and friend us on Facebook. Well, that does it for this edition of Fulton Today. I'm Shania Chavis. Thank you for joining us. Join us each week for news around and about Fulton County.